Carmine is a certified tsundere, and to be honest, that's probably the reason why most people like her as a character. She has crazy tsundere vibes like a certain character from the anime that we'll talk about in a bit, but it's very clear that Carmine goes from hating to loving the player character. It's crazy, but Carmine is shown off to straight up be xenophobic. While there are certain things that she's taking care of for the sake of Kitakami, its land and culture, such as telling Briar that she's not welcome at the Crystal Pool as she is an outsider and it's not really appropriate for outsiders to just casually wind up here. Her calling Briar an outsider and not a visitor or just a person outside of Kitakami is still indication of some of her xenophobia. But when we first met her, she was going crazy with it. She would constantly talk down on us, like really talk down on us, try to prevent us from entering Kitakami, and she tried to make us her grunt too, as if we need to take orders from her and that she's truly superior to us. Now, to be fair, none of this actually goes away by the end of the game. It's all still there. While you're battling Serendipity, she reveals that she kinda still thinks of you as her grunt. When the Paladin students leave, she reveals that she viewed everyone as outsiders, and during battle, she would definitely still talk a lot of smack. However, the big change that occurred here is that Carmine dropped her guard. She was no longer putting on a facade and her guard up. She was actually able to show genuine feelings and compassion and open up to us as well as the rest of the Paladin students by the end of the game. And most of all, Ogrepon. While she, like the majority of the other civilians of Kitakami, were the subjects of a blatant cultural lie, and thus she had very strong resentment and ill feelings towards Ogrepon, those feelings quickly changed once she learned the truth about Ogrepon. She became more open to it and warm and compassionate as well, as she started to learn more about it and spend some more time with it. It's almost like as her feelings and openness towards Ogrepon grew, so did her feelings and openness towards us, as well as the rest of the Paladin students. And I have no doubt that she's just more open and warm in general. And I think this shows even further with the Swadloon on her team. Swadloon evolves into Rileyy via happiness, and while it was a Swadloon for the majority of the Teal mask, by the end of the DLC when she's ready to admit that she shares a bond and a friendship with you, and that she was happy to make such wonderful memories, that's the time where you eventually see her with Rileyy, almost showing the shift in her personality, that she's no longer just putting on a front and being cold with you. She may do that here and there for fun, yeah, because she's still a tsundere, but she goes on to show that she really does care for you. And she even says that she has something awkward to admit and, well, she's about to say that she loves you. No, you idiot! Yeah, she loves you, but as a friend. Come on, man, let friends be friends. Don't make everything here about your vested interest now. I'm sure it was more or less something along the lines that she was wrong about you and that she's again glad that you guys became friends, but something a bit more sappy for her, you know? I absolutely love the fact that she's always talking about how pretty she thinks she is and finds a way to bring it up all the time. Whether she tries to use that as a way to get you distracted in battle, or she's battling a pretty looking Pokemon and has to compare herself to it even when she hates the Pokemon, I think it's hilarious. If anyone did that in real life, it'd get pretty annoying though. It's only tolerable because she's a video game character. Like, imagine if Seto Kaiba was real. We'd all hate that guy. Speaking of super old nostalgic anime characters, whether we recognize it or not, I think a lot of Carmine's popularity has to do with Misty. I want to say Carmine is the closest Pokemon character we have to anime Misty. They both can be very funny and annoying, short-tempered and always yelling and all, but at the same time, despite their cold exterior, they're really sweet. And they calm their personalities down after a certain point in time. So, yeah, basically they're both just tsunderes, and Carmine is probably the biggest one we got since Misty. I also do want to point out that, while it may never have been intentional, Kieran was very much right about Carmine kind of stealing us away from him. If you take a look at it, all the quests and stuff that we did was with Carmine, similar to how we did with Nimona, Penny, and Arven respectively in the main game. The Teal mask was Carmine's storyline. I suspect that because of this, if we have any quest or anything in the Indigo Disc, we'll end up partnering with Kieran. So we have one storyline for all the 5 major rivals. But in regards to the Teal mask, yeah, it's easy to see why Kieran got spiteful and jealous. While Carmine may have been trying to help and support Kieran, it's clear that she's really got to work on her communication skills as an older sister. It's also crazy how Ogrepon was hated by Carmine, but loved by her by the end of the game, and for Kieran, he was the only one to really love Ogrepon as much as he did, but by the end of it, maybe he didn't hate it, but he definitely got spiteful towards the end. In a way, the siblings' relationship with Ogrepon flipped, just like how their relationships with people and the player character flipped as well. Ogerpon for them was just a device to show it off. I'm interested to see Carmine's role and what she does in Indigo Disc, besides be our friend and rival. It's clear that Kieran's going to be the champion and play a much bigger role than before, but so far I feel like Carmine's story is largely complete. I feel like she's going to have a more of a supportive role in the Indigo Disc and really mellow down. She'll still be your rival and there to challenge you and support you, but to me, the Teal mask was very much Carmine's story, and the story of how she realized that she's a true Tsundere. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you over on the next video, alright? Later, bye!